Holy moly! Woo! Spirit fingers, woo! You found me. I'm back in the saddle. This is a Jer Bear. Today is Sunday, December 6th, 2020. Welcome to the Sunday video update. I'm joined by my dogs, if that counts. Amy, she's in the bedroom. Dad, he went to help my dingaling brother. I'm back. I hope you've all been doing well. I've been not doing so well, health-wise, and I'm going to talk about that if you didn't listen to my daily rant recording that I did just recently. I did, in fact, test positive for the COVID around Thanksgiving, and I'm going to talk about that here a little bit. So let's rewind back to November 19th, which was excuse me, it was a week prior to Thanksgiving, and I want to apologize in advance for this cough. I still have a little cough, but it's not anything to run to the hills over. So I went shopping for Thanksgiving on November 19th, which was exactly a week prior to Thanksgiving. I went to two different stores. I went to Meijer and Corona, and I went to Walmart and Owasso. Okay? I went shopping for Thanksgiving. I'd say about a day or two after the fact, I started to experience symptoms. And because we had a change in the weather, it would go from warm to cold back and forth all the time. I figured, okay, maybe it's just seasonal allergies. It's natural for my seasonal allergies to flare up with the change of the weather. No big deal. I didn't think anything of it. Well, fast forward to Thanksgiving, a week later after I went shopping. So I feel like absolute hell at this point. But I may get out of bed, do the daily routine. I get up, and it's about 9:30 in the morning. I get up, I start making preparing the food for the Thanksgiving dinner. And, I make it through the day, a little bit of problems, but not a lot of problems. So it's more towards the evening when I started to really start to, feel the effects of whatever was going on. My Uncle Mark showed up. He joined us for dinner. We all sat at the kitchen table. I'm sitting here like this. I got a plate full of food, and I'm slowly but surely eating my food, but then I develop a cough. And I start coughing so hard that I can't breathe. I told my dad, I said, I got to go lay down for a minute. And I said, I cannot eat this food. I said, I got to go lay down and I got to relax. I said, because this cough, it's making it hard for me to breathe. I said, let me go lie down for a minute. I said, I've been on my feet all day trying to, preparing this stuff. I said, I need to relax. He says, go ahead. He says, I got this. I'll take care of it. Just go relax. And, I'll be in to check on you in a minute. So I'm laying on my side, and I'm switching sides, and I'm still coughing so much to the point where I can't breathe. And then I said, Dad, I need a breathing treatment, albuterol sulfate. So he brings in the machine, he puts the mask up, or I put the mask up to my face. I'm breathing all that stuff into my lungs, to open up my airways, to bring up any kind of junk, like phlegm and mucus that's in my chest or in my throat or whatever. And then, I bring up something, I bring up a little bit of stuff, but not a lot. And then, immediately after I had taken the breathing treatment, I spiked a fever of 100.7. Just like that, right after I had taken the breathing treatment. And it's like, whoa, buddy. I felt dizzy. I got lightheaded. I was sweating. I told my dad, I said, I got to go to the emergency room. He says, you want me to take you? I said, yes, please. So we jump in the truck. He takes me to Memorial Healthcare in Owasso. I'm sitting in triage because of the COVID restrictions. Dad couldn't go back with me. So the lady up front says, well, we don't allow people to go back. It's just the patient, just the person being examined is the only person allowed. And Dad says, that's fine. He's 34 years old. He doesn't need me holding his hand. He's going to be okay. So they checked my breathing, they put the stethoscope to my back and my chest. They didn't hear any wheezing or anything, so no threat or danger of bronchitis or anything like that, going on, pneumonia or anything like that. None of that going on, which was fine. But she did ask me, she says, have you been tested for the COVID? And I said, no, ma'am, never. And she says, well, we highly recommend that you get tested for the COVID. And I said, not very enthusiastically, by the way, I said, okay, I'm here. I might as well just do it and get it done. I said, I'd rather be safe than sorry. I just want to, find out what's going on. She says, okay, we'll be in a minute. The doctor will be in with the swab, and it'll probably take you all but maybe 2 seconds, if that. So I'm sitting in this chair, and the phone starts ringing, and I'm answering it, and she's asking me questions over the phone, which is different. So you know damn well that the COVID is a very different time, because they usually don't call you on the phone to ask questions. They ask you questions in person, but because they can't be in person right there, so that it's just a different way of doing things now. And she called me up on the phone in the triage room, and she's asking me all kinds of questions and checking with my health insurance, and it's like, yep, it's all the same. It all checks out. And she says, okay, doc will be in a minute. So I sit there for a couple minutes or so more, and then the doctor comes in with this long COVID stick. And it's pure white. It looked like a mascara brush. She says, I'm going to insert this into your nostril, and it was this nostril right here. But the thing is, she didn't go up into the sinus cavity. She went back into like where the mucous membranes are. And the minute she stuck that stick into my nose, involuntarily I swore at her. She inserted the stick, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, man. Because she scratched something. It felt like she scratched something inside of my nose. And she says, I got to go a little deeper. You got to hold still, hold still. And then she's going in and twisting and going deeper. What are you talking about? You're in there pretty good now. And I got to go a little deeper. And she went deeper, and I'm like, ugh, and then she's twisting. I could feel the twisting. And she says, okay, you're done. You did remarkable. You did fine. And I told her, I said, I do apologize for swearing, ma'am. I said, that was totally involuntary. I said, it was just a natural, it was just a reaction to, you're sticking that thing in my nose. She says, honey, I've heard worse. She says, don't worry about it. And she actually laughed. She thought it was funny. She says, I've heard worse. Don't worry about it. She says, nobody likes getting this done. She says, everybody dreads this. She says, but you, compared to most of these other people, did pretty good. I said, well, I'm a childhood cancer survivor, but I can also be a wimp a lot of time. And she laughed, and she says, honey, you were fine. She says, you did fine. So they did, because, if it is in fact a COVID, they don't prescribe anything they didn't prescribe anything to me. Sometimes they might prescribe an antibiotic, but they didn't prescribe anything for me. They just sent me home with 11 pages worth of discharge papers, and I had to follow the instructions, which I've always followed the instructions. So the following day, which would have been Friday the 27th, it was the day after Thanksgiving, around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I get a phone call from Memorial in Owasso. And they said, they asked me, is this Mr. Fuller? Yes, it is. Hi, Jared. This is such and such from Memorial. I'm calling to let you know about your COVID test results, and I regret to inform you that you've tested positive. And I'm thinking, son of a bitch, here we go. I wasn't upset at the fact that I tested positive for the COVID. That's not why I was irritated. The thing that really irritated me more than anything in the world is the fact that the people out there who don't follow the fucking rules, They think rules don't apply to them. They think they are above the law. They think they don't have to wear the mask. They think they don't have to stay 6 feet apart from everybody. And they think that, well, I don't have to wash my hands today. I don't have to wash my hands today. So, yeah, maybe I can slip under the COVID radar and nobody's going to be affected. Or if they do get it, they're not going to know it's me. It's absolute bullshit. I follow the rules, and I still test positive for the COVID. Now, it very well could have been at the grocery store because a lot of people, they touch food and then they put it back. That could very well be the case. I don't wear gloves when I go to the store, so it may potentially have been the case that I contracted the COVID because whoever touched something prior to me touching it, the virus or the germs were you get what I'm saying. I can't find the word, but it jumped, so to speak. The thing that irritates me the most is that you have people out there who feel as if the rules don't apply to them. And that's really what irritates me the most. Health is not something that just affects a few here and a few there. Health affects everybody. And when you don't follow the rules and when you're not wearing your mask and you're not maintaining social distancing of 6 feet and you're not washing your hands, you're not, you're not engaging and protecting yourself and others around you, your laziness is what's causing this huge problem. It's your laziness. It's your unwillingness to follow the rules. And on Thanksgiving, around Thanksgiving time, I had watched the news and I noticed all the people who have been flying, they went to, visit family, friends, whatever. Now, I can understand if it's for medical reasons and you had to travel and you didn't have a choice. But people who think, well, the COVID pandemic had stolen, most of 2020, it had taken away everything else that, all of our plans. It canceled 4th of July, it canceled everything else, birthday parties, you name it, COVID ruined it. Now, I understand how people feel about that. I understand the mentality about that, and people aren't going to follow the rules. They're not going to, listen very enthusiastically, but they know the rules, but they're just saying, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do what I want to do. Most of the year was sabotaged by the COVID anyway. I'm not going to miss Thanksgiving and Christmas, which I can expect the same thing to happen around Christmas time too. And I don't encourage people breaking the rules, and I don't agree with people breaking the rules, but what I'm saying is I understand the mentality behind it. But that's why I'm here today to tell you, as someone who is now, I feel great. I feel as great as I've felt in a long time. I've been in bed for weeks fighting this shit off. I'm here to tell you that it is essential that you follow the rules, that you wear the mask, that you wash your hands, that you maintain the 6 feet social distancing. These things are very important, not only for you, but for everybody around you. Because your actions, not only do they have consequences for you, but they can have potential consequences for unsuspecting people. And these are people who are, in fact, following the rules. The reason why we wear the mask is because if, in fact, you do have the COVID, you're doing it to protect other people. You're not doing it to protect yourself. So, in other words, when I wear the mask out in public, I'm wearing the mask to protect other people should I still have the COVID. When I cough, I'm not coughing on anybody. I'm not sneezing on anybody, which, by the way, the mask is also supposed to go over your nose. You don't just wear it over your mouth and leave your nose open. You have to wear it over the nose as well. In fact, I'll show you the proper way of wearing one of these masks. This piece goes over the nose. That piece, the bottom piece, covers your chin, covers your mouth. This is the proper way to wear a mask. It goes over the nose. You don't wear it like this. You wear it like this. Voila! That's the proper way of wearing a mask. And it's to protect other people from whatever it is you have. But that's the thing that really irritated me the most, is that there's people out there who feel as if the rules don't apply to them and that they can just run around wearing, not wearing their mask and not staying 6 feet apart from other people and not washing their hands or whatever the case may be. They think the rules don't apply to them, and that's the part that really irritated me. Not so much the fact that I tested positive for the COVID. I knew that I would be okay. There are more severe cases of the COVID where people are actually ending up on ventilators in hospitals. A cousin of mine was on a ventilator after being contracted with the COVID. She's off the ventilator now, so that's a good thing. But she had a more severe case of the COVID than I did. And it's really hard to get people to follow the rules. It's hard to get people to understand the severity and the seriousness of the COVID. When I was in bed, because I had no energy at all whatsoever, it just wipes your energy right out of you. It just bankrupts you of all your energy. And when I was in bed, it took everything I had just to turn to my side or just to get comfortable in bed because I had no energy whatsoever. COVID is serious business. And I also wanted to take this moment, speaking of the COVID and being stuck in bed for weeks at a time, I wanted to thank those of you who've been emailing me and texting me, sending me get well cards, which I did receive a get well card from a good buddy of mine, and for the YouTube videos, wishing that I get better. I thank all of you so much for the love you've shown and the kindness, and it's very much appreciated. And, I couldn't have gotten through it without you guys, and I really and truly appreciate all of your love and kindness and compassion that you've shown. I'm doing much better today. Like I said, I still got a little whatever going on, a little cough, but it's nothing to run away, it's nothing to get all up in arms about, but I'm doing much better today. I've actually felt pretty good these past few days, and I've been doing much better. I lost my ability to taste and smell food. I had nasty coughs. I had fever spikes. And when I was in bed, because rest is a good thing, because there's no way you can, there's no antibiotic or medicine you can take to treat the COVID. COVID is something that you have to ride out. They're not going to prescribe you anything because there's nothing you can take at the moment. But COVID is something you have to ride out. You just got to sleep it off. You got to sweat it out. You got to go let it run its course. And that's why the COVID is such a deadly disease. Because there's nothing you can take. There's no specific medicine that you can take to treat the COVID. Take a sip of my iced tea here. There's nothing you can take for it. You have to ride it out, which is why it's such a deadly disease. So, that's what I did. I got lots of sleep. I sweated out. I drank lots of water, lots of Powerade. You want to drink Powerade because the Powerade will help boost the electrolytes in your system. And I've been taking zinc and vitamin C once a day, every day. So, I'll be taking that here very shortly, as a matter of fact. Because it is, let me see what time it is. It is 11:30. But I've been, taking it easy. I don't push it, like I told my dad, I said, I've got to get out of this house for a little bit. Even if I just go for a little ride around somewhere, I'm not going to get out of my van. I just want to get out. I just want to get out and see things and just pass through these little towns. I want to go through Chesaning. I want to go through Oakley. I might even go to Owasso just to see what Owasso looks like from outside the hospital, He says, okay, but just be careful, and if you have any problems, give me a call. Which the usual, I'm 34 years old. I can take care of myself. But my dad, he still worries about me a lot, and it's nice to have parents who actually give a fuck about you. So I have my dad who tells me to call him if there's a problem. He's always checking on me. And the other day, matter of fact, the other night, I talked to my mom on the phone for like 6 straight hours because she was deathly afraid. When I broke the news to her in a text message that I had COVID, she's like, oh, dear God. She says, I was scared. My heart dropped into my stomach when you told me you tested positive for the COVID. And I said, I was scared too. And I was. That's, when you're being tested positive for the COVID, which COVID is a very big deal now, it's enough to scare anybody. And, I told Mom, I told both my parents, actually. I was on the phone with my mom, and Dad was sitting on the couch over here, and I said, I did a lot of thinking, being in quarantine for all that time. I said, it's really something. I said, because when you're in quarantine, all you do is think. Things are playing over and over and over and over in your head daily. When you're awake, all you do is think. I said, I can't help but wonder what that would have done to the family had I passed away, had I died as a result of the COVID. I said, because so many people have died. Hundreds of thousands of people have died as a result of the COVID. I said, I cannot begin to imagine what that would have done to you and Dad. I mean, and for me, if I would have dying so young as a result of COVID, I can't imagine what that would have done to the family, what that would have done to you and Dad. I said, there's a lot of people out there who still give a damn about me. They still love me and care about me. I've still got lots of friends out there. There's lots of people who know who I am. And they're good friends with me. I still have lots of family out there. I said, but I can't, the people who really and truly care about me, I can't imagine what my death as a result of COVID would have done to the people that loved and cared about me the most. And Mom says, we would have been devastated if something happened to you. Which, that, reality really sets in. And Dad says, yeah, but why are you even thinking that? Dad, I got to think it. How do I not think about that? How do I not? I mean, I hear so much about this on the news, how all these people are dying young as a result of COVID. And they're, of course, being more severe cases. I had a mild case, but even a mild case of the COVID, really, it's scary. And it puts so many different things into perspective. Life and death, and you reminisce about old times. You think about a lot of things. You have a lot of time to think and to just kind of daydream and stare at the walls and watch television. And, you got a lot more time on your hands, but the thing is you're just lying in bed. You're not doing anything else. You come out of quarantine long enough to go to the bathroom. You come out long enough to get a drink or a bite to eat. And then right back into the bedroom you go. It felt like jail, although I've never been in jail. But it sure felt like I was imprisoned by the COVID. And all I did was think. I was scared. I was depressed. I could feel depression coming on. But the people who've been emailing me and texting me and sending me, get well cards and making special little videos for me here on YouTube, I appreciate it. And it helped me get through it. And it just goes to show that I have people out there who still love and care about me, in spite of anything else that's going on, whether it be gossip on Facebook or, something else going on in the world. It only goes to show that there's still people out there who give a damn and they care. And for that, I thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for that. And I couldn't have done it without you guys. So I just wanted you to know that. But I am feeling much, much better today. I'm full of energy. I'm full of life. I'm, like I said, I'm drinking iced tea. Usually I drink Pepsi, but the thing is, pop doesn't really taste the same to me at the moment. Like, I've had Pepsi, I've had Mountain Dew, I've even had Coca-Cola. None of it tastes like it should. None of it does. So I have most of my senses of taste and smell back, but not fully, especially on the tasting sense. I don't think I've fully recovered on that, but I can say with a great deal of certainty that this iced tea tastes pretty damn good. Oh yeah, I love iced tea. But I'm doing much, much better. And to those of you if you have family members who are hospitalized as a result of COVID, I'm keeping them in my thoughts. And I hope they make a full miraculous recovery. And I use the term miraculous very lightly because I hope, because the thing is, medicine is going to tell the tale. Modern medicine is going to tell the tale, ultimately. So I hope they get through it. I hope, for whatever the case may be, that they pull through this COVID pandemic and through their own bouts with COVID. Even, like I said, even the most mild case of the COVID is scary, and it has an effect. It wipes out all your energy. You have no, it's like you just lie there and you sleep. You have no motivation. You have no willpower. You just lie there because you're bankrupt of energy. And it's terrible. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. But other than me testing positive for the COVID, I mean, things here have been kind of good, kind of not good. I've been, for the most part, like I said, when I was sick, I was in my bedroom where I was quarantined. And we've been keeping doorknobs, door handles, and things disinfected. The handle on the toilet where you flush the toilet, we've been keeping that disinfected, wiped down thoroughly with disinfectant wipes. We've been spraying things down. We've been doing everything we can just to, fight this COVID and to, get through it as best as we can. We've been wiping down surfaces and all that stuff. We've been disinfecting everything. And I told Dad, I said, it must seem like deja vu for you all over again. And he says, what do you mean? I said, remember when I had cancer? I said, you and Mom had to keep the house totally top to bottom, left to right, disinfected. Every inch, every nook and cranny of the house had to be disinfected. He says, yeah. He says, yeah, it's like deja vu all over again. It's like, yeah. Except I don't have cancer. It's the other C, COVID. I said, but it's going to be fine. I will make it through this. I will fight it off, and I will come out on top as the victor. I said, so, we're just going to play it by ear. We're going to get through this one day at a time. I said, and we're going to ride out the storm. I'm going to be fine. Here I am. Despite the fact that I still have a little bit of a cough going on, I'm doing aces. I'm doing absolutely remarkable. And I did go for a little ride, and it was nice to get out and see Chesaning and Oakley. You don't realize what you miss until you don't see it for a while, you know. There's a lot of things out there going on. Like, life goes on. Life is continuing, and life was continuing, even in the midst of being sick. But I just had to get out and experience it for myself. So I drove through Chesaning, drove through Oakley, drove through Owasso. It's like, I got to get out and see life. You know, I just got to get out and see what's going on. What did I miss, you know? But really, I didn't miss a whole hell of a lot by what I can see. It's the same old, same old. But, yeah, I'm doing much, much better. Much better. Dad and Amy are doing pretty good. As far as I know, Amy's doing okay. Dad, he's doing all right. I'm shocked that Dad didn't get the COVID, and that was my biggest concern, is that one of these two, or both of these two, were going to get what I had. And Dad, he dodged that bullet, and knock on wood. I'm just really glad that Dad didn't get what I had. And that was my biggest worry. That was my biggest concern. And Dad says, "Oh, don't worry about me." Well, I do worry about you. I don't want you getting what I've got, you know. And I even told Amy, I don't want you getting what I have. I said, this COVID shit is nasty. Wherever I got it, or however I got it, which I'm going to say I got it from the grocery store when I went shopping for Thanksgiving. I told him, I said, you do not want this. You do not want the COVID at all. You don't want this stuff. It's nasty. And I wouldn't wish it on anybody. But I'm doing better. I'm doing much, 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 much better. Other than this pesky little cough, but that'll pass. There's really nothing much to talk about other than I've been in bed sleeping, and staying in quarantine and just fighting off the COVID. But yes, I did test positive. But I wanted to tell you so that way you didn't get any wrong ideas, or, well, this is what I heard, or that's what I heard. Well, I'm going to tell you. Seems that for some reason or another, every aspect of my life is the basis of people's gossip. So I'll just tell you the truth of what happened, and that way you'll have the facts. And that's how it went down, folks. That's the 411. That's the MO. But yeah, today I'm feeling wonderful. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be taking my zinc and my vitamin C around, I'd say about 12:30. Hello, Amy.
Hello, Jared. Hello, fans out there.
And finally, she joins us off camera.
About all I can do. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. So how are you feeling today?
Actually better, Jared.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's been pretty wild around here.
Yeah. The thing that they told me to do is, because it was my sinuses and my ears.
Yeah.
They told me to take Mucinex.
Oh, Mucinex, yeah.
So I got mucus relief for during the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then at night, I got Mucinex nighttime.
Yeah.
Night shift.
Yeah.
And it's actually been helping with the sinus and everything. And
could you do me a favor? Could you grab those bottles that I have, the zinc and my vitamin C? They're right on my on the back. They're right behind my computer screen on my desk.
Okay.
Because I want to show all of you exactly what it is I'm taking. You find them?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I put them in a place where I know they would be.
Yep, these are the ones I got you.
Yeah.
And then I got you some more.
Did you grab them both?
Yeah.
Okay. See, these are my, this is a vitamin C that I'm taking. and they're in shapes of stars. You know, they call them gummies. They're pectin gummies. They don't taste like, you know, gummy bears. Vitamin, you know, when you're talking about vitamin, they never taste the way they're supposed to. But that's the vitamin C that I'm taking. In fact, I'll take one out and show you. Come on. See, it's in the shape of a star. It's in the shape of a star. Because I'm so special. I'm such a star. And these are my zinc lozenges. They are cherry flavor. And those dissolve on the tongue. I'll show you what that looks like. It's just one of these, just like this. Just put it on the tongue and let it dissolve. The vitamin C is orange flavor, and of course the zinc is cherry flavor. But this is what I'm taking. So, and it seems to help. It boosts the immune system. The zinc does, and the vitamin C, of course, also helps with boosting the immune system. Many of my friends, in between email and text messages, they have suggested that I take zinc and vitamin C to boost the immune system because I felt really weak, you know, from sleeping so much and from not eating. I lost 20 pounds because as a result of the COVID. I lost 20 pounds, but I'm starting to, you know, get the weight back slowly but surely. And I do have an appetite now, which I didn't have an appetite before. But I've been taking one of these. I take one zinc and one vitamin C daily, and it seems to help. It really and truly seems to be helping me. So, Dad and Amy, they really went out and got what I needed to make sure that I would be okay. We got Vicks Vapor Rub. We had like 3 or 4 containers of Vicks Vapor Rub. Didn't know we had it, but we had it all along. And, oh, what you got there?
This is the sanitizer spray that we have, and it kills 99.99% of bacteria.
Oh, yeah. This is, it's called NutriSpear. It's called NutriSpear. Might be hard to see, but that's what we use to spray down the surfaces and things. It's a big bottle. Kind of heavy, too. Cleans and sanitizes, kills germs, prevents the further growth of bacteria.
I figured I'd bring it out and show everybody that way.
Yeah, and we got the disinfectant wipes, too. We got
which are only 99.9%.
Yeah, there's that.
This is 99.99.
Yeah, so there's still that 1% that it doesn't work, but that's an overwhelming majority of percentage. So we'll go with it. Just like with the hand sanitizer, it kills like 99.99% of bacteria.
Yeah.
So there's that 1%.
But the only thing is you got, with the sanitizer, certain ones of them with the alcohol in it go and catch your hands on fire or whatever.
Mm-hmm. It's flammable. Yeah.
So it's like a risky use for using the sanitizer.
Yeah. Yeah, but that we've been trying to keep things clean around here, and you know, trying to fight in this war called the COVID. But I feel great. Feel much better than I did when I was going through it. But I think around Thanksgiving, that was the absolute core. Like I was like right smack dab in the center of the COVID, and whatever was going on, I felt it. I was running fevers and coughing and bringing up junk. I did throw up once, but
you know, people say
it's because I was coughing so much. That's why.
People say, like you said, people keep saying wear your mask. Yeah, you wear your mask and you still come down
Yeah,
with it.
you still get it. But the thing is,
But you don't know where you came down with it.
I'm thinking because, like, you wear them as, what I understand is you wear the mask to protect other people just in case you have it. Now, I always wear the mask. No matter where I go in public, I always wear the mask. It's the other people who think that they are above the law, that rules don't apply to them, that health does not apply to them, and they go out in public thinking, oh, I'm Big Joe Schmo. I can go out and not wear a mask or stay 6 feet.
My immune system's so strong I can
Yeah,
go out.
I don't have to stay 6 feet apart from other people. Rules apply to you as well. And as I said earlier, your actions have a profound impact on the people around you. This COVID is serious business. Very serious. Now, in the beginning, admittedly, yes, I was a bit skeptical about the whole thing, which it's good to be skeptical, but not cynical. And I wasn't being cynical. I was skeptical. After having tested positive for COVID, that's like a whole new reality, and it's like, oh, so now I'm a +1. Now I'm a statistic in positive COVID cases, not only in the state of Michigan, but in the entire United States. I'm just a +1 in that, and your whole way of life changes after your test. You know, you get the positive COVID test. It's no laughing matter, and it's not a joke, and you know, it's what I think what happened too, Amy, which my mom, she made a very good point, because we were talking on the phone for 6 hours the other night.
That's what Dad was saying.
I think what happened, I'm convinced that I got the COVID at one of the grocery stores in Owasso,
Yeah.
either at Meyer and Corona or Walmart in Owasso. Because what happened is people pick food up and they put it down. And whoever touched it prior to me touching it probably had the COVID.
Right.
And I'm assuming that's probably what happened. It sounds logical to me. It makes sense.
It's like me, you know, I kept going into stores and everything, you know, and all of a sudden I test positive. After 3 COVID tests that came back negative,
Mm-hmm.
which is like the one you had with the bottle brush.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I had 3 of those done and they come back negative.
It looked like a mascara brush,
Yeah. And then,
but it was pure white.
yeah. And then my last one was the Q-tip,
Yeah.
like you see on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, my last one was that, and that's when I tested positive.
It's weird. I didn't have a
But I had to
Q-tip.
pay $80 for the Q-tip one that they show on TV.
Yeah, you pay for a test and you test positive, but the other 3 you didn't pay for and you test negative.
Yeah. Ain't that strange?
Yeah, that is a little weird. And I did blame myself too. When Amy tested positive, I blame myself for it. It's like, man,
What did I tell you?
you told me it wasn't my fault.
Nope.
But we all live together too. I mean, it's bound to happen. I mean, what are you going to do? We only got 1 bathroom, 2 bedrooms.
I kind of wonder myself if Dad ain't got it and he's just
Just
not wanting to go
being
get
stubborn and doesn't want to get tested for it.
tested. Yeah. That's
Um,
what I'm thinking.
But I told him, I said,
hate
you
to say it, but
got to be tested for it, Dad.
been in his home.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's been
COVID
around you. He's been around me.
was in this house. I had to put signs up on the door saying, you know, enter at your own risk because someone in this house tested positive for the COVID. I got signs up on my bedroom door. Says that this is a designated area for quarantine as a result of the COVID. And that's where I've been for weeks, in my bedroom. Well, up until yesterday when I told Dad, I said, I got to get the fuck out of here. I said, because it's driving me crazy sitting around this house. So,
And like you just went for a ride. It's not like
Yep.
you went to somebody's house.
nope, I didn't go to anybody's house.
You were in your own vehicle.
Yep. And I just drove around.
That's what I wish Dad and I could do. At least go out on these back roads and just go for a ride.
Yeah.
Get me out.
Yep.
4-bedroom walls is getting to be ridiculous.
Yeah, you're telling me, because when I was in my room that whole time, might as well save most of the month of November.
Yeah.
From about the night, well, actually, wasn't even most of the month. It was from about the 20th on. But still, that's a long time to be cooped up.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and it drives you
and
fucking ape shit.
In the quarantine since the first, and usually I'm used to being isolated.
Yeah.
From my depression.
Which I don't mind being by myself, but...
This time here, I didn't really isolate, but I kept from going out because of the COVID.
Yeah.
And only
the
went
thing
out
is,
when I had to.
Like, I don't mind isolating myself or just keeping to myself, but when you're being forced...
Yeah.
Against your own will because of the fucking COVID.
That, and before I went into quarantine, I was going through a depression myself.
Yeah, and I got depressed. Rest assured, I got depressed being stuck in my bedroom.
Now it's getting to be 10 times worse.
I did get depressed.
And when Dad and I were talking about you having the COVID,
mm-hmm.
and sad to say it, but I come right out and I told Dad, if I catch it, it kills me, oh well.
You know, and my attitude about it, and it wasn't even really that far to where, well, if it kills me, oh well. It was more or less, if I get the COVID, I get the COVID. You know, what am I going to do? You know, there's nothing I can do. Well,
see, it didn't.
Sure enough, I did catch the COVID. And
it didn't, it had hit me, but I was able to pull out of it.
Yeah.
Now that I'm in here, not being able to watch TV or anything out here.
Yeah.
It's 10 times worse on me now. But I don't want to call anywhere because they'll want to put my butt away.
Your ass, you can say ass.
Yeah, they'll want to put my ass either in the stress unit or somewhere, and it may not even be close to here. So that would mean I wouldn't get to see anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I stop and think about that, and then I think about the hospitals only having one bed per room.
Yeah.
So you figure, say there's 8 rooms, like in the crisis home I go
Yeah,
to.
I think the hospitals are like at max capacity.
Yeah.
They're filling quick.
And like I was saying, the crisis home in Saginaw that I go to,
mm-hmm.
they have only 8 beds.
Mm-hmm.
So you figure that's 1 bed per room. Unlike
Excuse
it
me.
usually is, where some of them you got 2 beds, you know. And I look at it this way myself. There's people out there that are better off than me right now.
Yeah,
So
well...
let's leave those beds for those people that are better off.
Yeah, and I was actually thrilled when I went to the hospital. Well, we're not going to hospitalize you. We're not going to keep you for observation because you don't have bronchitis, you don't have pneumonia, which that was a relief. But
yeah.
I didn't get hospitalized for the COVID. I didn't get hospitalized with the COVID, which was an even bigger sigh of relief. Because I know that the COVID, there are more severe cases of it, and people are being put on ventilators, and people are even dying as a result of the COVID, and that's it's unfortunate, you know, because there are rules. People need to follow the rules. And when people were traveling around Thanksgiving, that's what really ticked me off, because it's like, you know, if the government is making us follow all these rules, which I don't mind it if you know, it's going to help save somebody else's life, including my own. I don't mind following the rules. But if we're going to have all these rules and mandates set in place, why then didn't the government, knowing, because the government knows that we are like there's a spike in a spike regarding the COVID. There's a surge within a surge. Why did they not put on travel bans?
I agree.
Knowing that people are going to be traveling during the holiday season. Why did they not say no traveling? Travel bans are in effect. The COVID is going to get you no matter if your feet are on the ground or if you're 40,000 feet in the air. The COVID is still going to get you, although they do disinfect the planes and they spray and wipe everything down. But even still, it's not even so much just being on the plane. It's being around other family members. It's being around other people in general. I don't understand that. And you're passing other people in the airport. Whether you're getting on the plane or getting off the plane, you're passing other people. You're around other people, even though they are wearing the masks and maintaining the 6 feet social distancing. You're still taking a risk. That really ticked me off. But the bigger overall picture, what really pissed me off is the fact, not so much that I tested positive, but like I said, is that you have people who think that they are invincible and that they are above the law and that the rules don't apply to them. That's really the overall thing that upset me about it. Not so much, okay, I tested positive for COVID, okay, I'll get through it. And I did. But it's just people think that they are Captain fucking America and that rules don't apply to them and that they're invincible and, oh, I don't have health issues and I have a strong immune system.
I used to think that, and look, I came down with it.
But that's the thing. You can have a strong immune system, but there are people out here around you whose immune systems aren't as strong. And I'm talking not just specifically about me, but I'm talking about children and babies, infants, little kids, and the elderly. They are the most susceptible to get the COVID because of their immune systems being weak. The older you get, your body slows down. And when you're a baby, I mean, you can't put a mask on a baby. You can't put a mask on an infant. They don't have the lung capacity to be breathing through a mask. You can't do it. Now, like small children, yeah. Like
Lexi and Ethan.
Yeah, their age, yeah, you can put mask on kids of that age or that size or whatever.
No.
But not infants.
Or Lily's age.
Yeah.
You can put them on there, on her.
Speaking...
It's just trying to get them at that age.
Yeah.
To keep it on.
Yeah.
Do you want her in your room?
I actually want her out of there, but...
Yeah, she just went in. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, she's been sleeping in there with me, but I don't prefer that she's in there. But I think...
Not in there?
Yeah. I think she smells a mouse. There probably is. There's probably a mouse in there coming down from the attic. But,
Yeah, 'cause she's hiding in here. I don't know where she went to.
Come on, Mama, come out. I have to go out in there and dig her out, but, I'm doing better.
I got her.
Okay, you want to shut my door? Thank you.
Now,
She's out now?
yeah. Another thing I wanted to say, Jared,
Yeah.
is your elderly that have dementia and Alzheimer's,
Mm-hmm.
which is like my mother, my adopted mom.
Yeah.
She does not understand why we can't go out.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand why she can't go to church.
And that's hard.
Everyone's being mean to her because we're keeping her locked up.
Yeah, see, that's a trouble. That's difficult. Because you can't...
And then it makes you feel guilty because
Yeah.
she's feeling this way.
And we're not doing it to be mean to you, but, you know, there's a pandemic going on, and...
And like I said, though, with those disabilities,
Yeah.
they don't understand. It's like they're a little kid all over again.
You know, it's like Mom was telling me, like back in the 40s, they had the threat of polio. And that was a big thing, you know. But with a COVID-19, We have never seen anything like this, ever.
Uh-uh.
Ever in the history of our time, we have never seen something like the
This
COVID.
is so bad, you actually come out and say it's actually killing people.
It is killing
And-
people.
and who knows where it's coming from, where it came from, who cares where
Wu-
it came
Wu-
from. It's
Wuhan,
here.
Wuhan, China, or something like that.
It's here now.
Yeah, it's
We gotta battle it.
it's in America. It's a global. It's all over, not just
Yeah.
America. It's
Uh-uh.
everywhere. But I think everybody's saying it came from Wuhan, China, and it probably did. I don't know.
No one really knows.
I don't know, but that's what I've heard. Because Trump refers to it as the China virus.
But is that actually true with all the lies that Trump has said?
But Trump is a dingaling, and he still has not admitted defeat, by the way, in this recent
I don't think he
election.
ever will.
No. His ego won't allow it.
You got it.
You know? The man never loses, or at least he thinks he never loses. Oh, this whole election was a fraud, and blah, 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 blah. And get over it, man. You lost.
That's why we can't
Accept
get a hold
defeat.
on this COVID, because you got
Yeah.
presidents and one's bashing the other.
Well, we have a president and a president-elect. So, although Biden won the election, he's not going to be inaugurated until January 20th, next month. So he's not the president yet, not officially. Trump is still the president.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand.
Yeah,
that.
Trump is still the president, but Biden will be inaugurated on the 20th of January. And then he'll serve his 4 terms or I'm sorry, 1 term, because there's 4 years and 1 term, my bad. So, yeah. But Trump will never admit defeat. He will never admit that he lost because his ego won't allow him to admit it. And there's a lot of people who, you know, and I know there's a lot of Trump supporters watching this, and I know it ruffles your feathers, but the truth is the truth. Trump is a sore loser. He just does not like to admit when he loses. He lost against Biden fair and square. Get the fuck over it. You lost.
I know it's not the end of the video, Jared, but I'm going to tell you.
Yeah,
Peace
I'm going to
out.
wrap this up anyway in a little bit.
And all you fans out there, peace out. Hopefully to see you next Sunday.
Yeah, I think we're back where we need to be.
I hope so.
In terms of around here anyway, you know, like I'll be back doing my Sunday videos and
I'll be out of quarantine on the 14th, so
yeah.
I can't wait.
Now, the reason I didn't mention that you tested positive on here is because I didn't want to do it without your permission.
Oh, that's fine.
But,
But like I said, you know, I tested 3 times.
yeah.
2 times in August.
But
for
yes,
surgery.
Amy tested positive for
And they
COVID.
went negative.
Yeah.
Well, then I got tested one other time because I thought I had been in contact with someone that carried it.
Yeah.
And that one came back negative. Now, the first, Dad takes me to an urgent care through Flushing
Yeah.
that's in Owasso.
Yeah.
And I get the cotton swab one, and it comes back negative. And the first one they did,
So you tested negative like a total of 3 times.
yeah, 3 times, and then the 4th time I came back positive. I'm sorry.
Which is weird. That's weird. But it could have been for me too. It could have been.
It could have been. But you never know, because while you were in quarantine, I was still going out there to the stores and everything.
Yeah, I was in bed. That's all I did, slept.
I honestly did not think I had it.
Yeah, I didn't think I had it either.
All I had was a sinus cloggage,
Yeah.
which is normal for my allergies.
And that's what I thought. It was seasonal
And I had an
allergies.
earache.
Yes, I didn't think anything of it. I thought nothing more of it. Okay, seasonal allergies.
That's what he's saying.
I've been down this road before. You know, it's not my first rodeo. Seasonal allergies, a change of the weather. That's what I thought.
That's what Dad thinks too. Oh, but
But
I'm
it was
gonna go
much,
get tested after I go to my doctor's appointment.
it was much, much worse than seasonal allergies, and I had to find that out the hard way.
Yeah,
And I lost 20 pounds.
I put on weight.
Yeah.
I ain't hardly eating, but somehow I'm putting on the weight.
Well, that's why I'm losing weight, because that's why I lost weight, because I hadn't eaten. I didn't have an appetite.
Well, if you've been losing, quit giving it to me,
But
you jerk.
I've been eating fettuccine Alfredo like it's going out of style. I got to buy more, which reminds me I got to buy more, but I've been eating it like it's going out of style. I love fettuccine Alfredo, and it's pasta, which will also help me gain the weight. I'll get my weight back because body turns starch into sugar, and that's where you gain the weight.
I don't know what it is about your room, but she wants to go back.
I don't know. You can stay out, Kat.
She did this yesterday, too, until we threw her outside because she was meowing so bad she drove us.
Well, because I fell asleep in my room last night. I slept on the couch the night before last, but I fell asleep in my room. I was watching According to Jim on the Laugh Channel, and I like Jim Belushi. And
Wants out, Jared.
she came in and fell asleep. I'll let you out in a minute, Mama. Looks like I got a cat on my shoulder. Just how she's sitting on the back of the couch. It looks like I have a cat on my shoulder. Oh, you tickle my ear. Tickle my ear.
Those dang whiskers.
Tickle my neck. But yeah, that's where I was, in my bedroom most of the time. And then she came in and slept on a bag. I got like a bag of clothes or whatever in there, and she made it into a bed.
Yeah, if this didn't have the bag here,
Yeah.
she'd lay right here in your clean clothes. And
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but right now she's clinging to you.
Well, even the dogs were coming in there and checking on me, especially
Yeah.
Barkley. He came in there and he would lick my pant leg and sniff my forehead, and
Scruffy must not be feeling good today.
he lied right next to me in my bed, right at my feet. He knew I wasn't feeling well. Dogs can sense shit like that. They know. They're not stupid.
It's not like Scruffy not to eat his cookies when you give them to him. He's got
But-
a whole pile down there, and he was not even touching it.
I'm surprised Dad hasn't come walking through the door yet. But he's dealing with my dip-knit brother, which we're still not speaking, by the way. It doesn't
Yeah.
doesn't hurt my feelings.
I guess the guy was supposed to be there around 10 o'clock this morning. I don't know.
But anyway,
That's why Dad left at 8.
yeah, and it's already afternoon. I gotta take my stuff here. Actually, I usually take it around 12:30, but it's already 10 after 12. I'll just take it now.
Yeah.
Why?
It ain't gonna hurt you if
Huh?
you take them too close together or anything like
I
that.
take one right after the other.
No. I'm saying, like say you normally take it at 12:30,
Mm-hmm.
and you decide, okay, I want to take it at 12:02.
Yeah.
It's not gonna hurt.
Yeah, I know.
Because all it is vitamins to boost up your immune
And
system.
zinc.
Yeah. Which is a vitamin also.
Yeah, which is, so I'm actually getting double the vitamin C because I'm taking vitamin C by itself, and then the zinc lozenges have both vitamins A and C in it. So I'm getting like double the vitamin C, which is fine.
I would suggest a multivitamin.
Yeah. Well, I didn't buy this stuff.
No. I bought it because that's what you were asking.
Yeah, that's
for.
what I, because all my friends were suggesting it. Yeah, take vitamin C and zinc. You know, even if the zinc has vitamin C in it, still take it because it's,
To where my multivitamin I have
yeah,
has A, B, C, D,
an E,
E,
all the way to Z.
Z.
It
It has everything.
has
in it.
the whole fucking alphabet.
But I still caught it, even after taking my vitamins for years.
I remember when I was a kid, like after, like we would come home from my cancer checkups, and Mom always kept bubblegum medicine, amoxicillin, in the refrigerator in the liquid form, you know. Before I go to bed every night. Here, you want some bubblegum medicine? Because I couldn't say amoxicillin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want some bubblegum medicine, and it was good. Mom always kept it in the door,
Yep.
in the refrigerator. But
I remember that amoxicillin. Oh, I loved it.
yeah.
Well, that's like, I don't know if you remember,
Mm-hmm.
but they used to have the baby aspirin out that had like an orange flavor.
Yeah.
And I used to take those things like candy.
Yeah. I used to take Flintstone vitamins when
I took those too.
Dr. Forsythe was still around, when he was our family doctor, and
Matter of fact, I gave them to my last daughter too.
he gave me Flintstone vitamins when I was a kid. He told me, he says you got to take these little vitamins. He says they're not pills. He says, but you can chew them. He says they're grape flavor and all different kinds of flavors. He says you take one a day. You can take one, or he says you can actually take two if you want to. He says, but you have to at least take one a day, every day. He says, because they're going to help you. And Dr. Forsythe was, he was our family doctor.
Was the mom doctor.
Yeah, he was
yeah.
he was the our primary care physician, and he was a one who.
He used to practice in Owasso.
Dr. Henry Forsythe, he was the one who sent me to Lansing, to Sparrow, when Mom and Dad found out that I had cancer.
I'm gonna say peace out and get back in here.
Alrighty.
Even though I'm staying 6 feet apart, everybody.
Yeah, we're more than 6 feet apart.
Heck yeah. I
But-
think I'm at least 12.
But
13.
we live together, and you know, I'm talking about like when we're in public.
Yeah.
Like when people are in public, they don't stay 6 feet apart. They think they can just approach you and.
Yeah. Talk to you. And not realize, I mean, even if you've told that person, I have the COVID,
Yeah,
they still
they don't care.
even though they got that mask on, they still walk up to you and talk to
Oh,
you.
it's not going to affect me. Well, it can affect you. That's where you're wrong. It can affect you.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you have a strong immune system. Doesn't matter if you, it doesn't matter what medicine you take. If the COVID's going to get you, it's going to fucking get you.
You know, and other people say, oh, it's just another form of the flu. No, this is worse than the flu.
Yeah, it's not the flu.
I wish it was.
I mean, it is cold and flu season. Make no mistake. But the symptoms that I had, they said, and they when they swabbed me, that's evidence. You know, that was part of the investigation. They had to cram that stick in my nose, and then they examined.
I don't like the one with the bristle. It's like a brush.
Yeah, that's what they stuck in my nose.
Yeah, that's what they did on me the first 3 times.
I didn't like that.
And then I did the cotton swab, like you see on TV on the news.
Yeah.
And that's the one that came back positive.
But I heard the cotton swab one is a little more comfortable. Like it doesn't.
It is.
Yeah. But she stuck that like in the mucous membrane, like in the back. She didn't go up in the nostril. She stuck it in, but she went back
Oh.
and twisted it. And it's like, what in the hell? But I had to get it done. I'm glad I got it done.
Yeah, I am too. Even though it's driving me nuts.
But I'm feeling better, and I hope you get better, Amy.
Yeah, I'm feeling better. Still having issues with the sinus and the ears, but
We'll get you out of quarantine.
I know I can't wait.
Yeah,
Tomorrow's the 7th, and then I got 7 days after that.
another week.
Dad's like, oh, it'll go by like a breeze.
It will. It'll go quick.
I hope so. Go crazy.
Yeah.
Love
But
y'all. Peace out.
so that will conclude this week's Sunday video update. Thanks for stopping by and for indulging me and listening to me speak for a little while. I'm going to finish off my tea, and then you can watch me take my zinc and my vitamin C. So, give me 1 second here. good tea. Usually I take this first, the vitamin C, and then I take the zinc lozenge and I let it dissolve on my tongue. So, one of these, vitamin C. See, it's in the shape of a star because I'm so special, because I'm such a star. They don't taste the greatest, but yeah. They don't taste all that great, but I'll make do. Now time to take one of my zinc lozenges. My cherry flavored zinc. Oh. See? Little disc. There. And that'll dissolve on my tongue. And then I'll be okay. But okay, I'll let that dissolve on my tongue, and I will say thank you again for watching the Sunday video update. I am the Jer Bear. I beat the COVID. I'm doing okay. I will be fine. I just keep, following the rules and doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm gonna always wear my mask. I'm always gonna make sure my hands are clean. I'm always gonna be 6 feet apart from other people. I'm gonna continue to take my vitamins and my zinc lozenges. I'm going to continue to do all things necessary in order to ensure my health and the health of other people around me. And rules do apply to you. You may not think they don't, but they do. And you really need to start wearing your mask. You need to stay 6 feet apart from other people. And you also need to wash your hands or wear gloves or do anything you can, anything that's humanly possible to ensure your own health and the health of other people. Because it's important. This is serious business. COVID is no laughing matter. It's not a joke. So continue to follow the rules. If you are following the rules, continue to do so. You're on the right track. You're on the right path. I don't know if they're predicting another big outbreak around Christmas time. I'm assuming there probably will be, because people, like I said, people think that they are above the rules and above the law and that the rules don't apply to them. So I'm almost certain that we can expect another spike around Christmas time. I hope I'm wrong. But knowing how people are, people don't care. They have no consideration for other people. And, that's the way that goes. But anyway, I'm doing okay. I'm doing much, much better. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. And I thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of the Sunday Video Update. And to my buddies, Adam and Reese, thank you so much for the Get Well video that you put together for me. I love you both. I'll see you soon. And to all of you watching, thanks for tuning in this week. I'll see you next week, which is on December 13th. I'll be back, and I will see you on the flip side. Much love, and peace out. Take care, guys. I'm back.